Good morning. Welcome to Morning at 10 TV. My name is Malaki Vilodera. Now today on the Kickstarter segment, we'll be talking about something that we all saw a few days ago, and this is the advisory that the police actually, sent to the different leaders, what we call VVIP, the bureaucrats in the country, saying that there's a group of attackers who are planning to hit on them, apparently to kill them this month, being Independence Month. Now, this is what we saw in the papers, and actually, this was published on Monday, and the big screaming title, the big screaming headline was "Security Warn of Terror Attack at Independence." And apparently now the police said that ministers, members of parliament, security chiefs are on the hit list of this particular attacks that would happen during or shortly after independence. So we are in that particular bracket, but what does this really mean for the country, and what are security experts doing to ensure that they nab this? That will form the discussion this morning. Remember, the hashtag is morning at NTV. That's on Twitter. You can also stream us live and drop in your comments. NTV Uganda, that's on Facebook and YouTube pages. So that's the discussion today. Keep your views coming. Of course, what you have been reacting to and your main concerns have been, if bureaucrats in the country, if what we call VVIPs are in danger, they're actually receiving threats that they're going to be, eliminated, then what about us? What about the common person, you and I? So let me play some bites of the members of parliament that apparently are in the hit list, of course, and also some of them that came out to the public to say that they feel that their lives are in danger. They feel that this threat is for sure real. And of course, just to bring you up to speed with the list before we get to the bites and get to listen to what they said, is the first person is William Nzogu, who is the Bukonzo Member of Parliament. The second person that we have seen coming out to say that their lives are in danger is Mr. Gerald Karuhanga, who is the Ntungamo Municipality Member of Parliament. We also have Miss Connie Galiwango, who is the Member of Parliament, woman Member of Parliament for Mbale. We also have Mr. Siraje Bakaleke, who is the suspended Assistant Commissioner of Police. We also have Madam Winnie Kiza. Of course, a few days ago, we even saw her evicting her family from their home. Apparently, they said that weird people, suspicious people were trailing them and just hovering around their home. And so just to ensure the security of a family, she had to move them to a different location. So Winnie Kiza, who is the Kasese woman Member of Parliament and immediate former leader of opposition in Parliament, also is in the list. She has come out to clearly say that she doesn't feel safe. We also have Mr. Patrick Onyango, who is the Deputy Police Spokesperson. So clearly the list is wide and it varies, and also based on the police statement that was released to media houses on Friday, it shows that ministers, members of parliament, security chiefs are on this particular hit list. So let's take a look at some of them that were confident enough to, air their views and their fears of their lives being in danger. Let's take a look.
Last evening I was checking my phone and then I got these messages coming from an individual I don't know, with the 2 MTN lines saying Musazi Afude Godako. Now there is a lecturer called Musazi who passed on, was teaching at Makere yesterday. So I decided to go to MTN, and I was sent to MTN Forensics, where they can differentiate messages that are computer generated and those that come straight from the number. MTN confirmed that these messages came from these 2 MTN lines. However, we are not threatened, we are not scared. This is part of probably what we have to go through.
After the burial of Kirumira, a volunteer, one of my friends, of course I cannot reveal him, come and tell him, you know what, Bakaleke? Actually, I was crying. And he didn't get me alone. We were like a group of 4 or 5. So I saw your name on the list of those who must be killed. That is really my worry. In June, around the 12th, I received a phone call from an unknown person anse bagambye tulina okutta era weteketeke. I reported that case at CPS under the General Inquiry File 075/2018.
These are the people who planned for the murder of our officer, ASP Muhammad Chirumira, and the statement that we have recorded today, some of them are already admitting to be part of the plan of murdering.
Okay, so that is what some of them had to say with regards to the threats they've so far received, you know, with them being on the hit list, that their lives are in danger and that somehow, someday, some people are gonna, you know, finish them off. Assassins are planning to take them out of the face of the earth. But in studios, actually on phone, I'm joined by a security expert, former Minister of ICT, Mr. AGGREY, to help us unpack and unravel this and just try to forge solutions to what exactly needs to be done just to ensure that we all are safe and secure come this period, in this period of independence. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Now, the security situation is what we're talking about today and is what many are worried about, of course, following, you know, the advisory that the police gave a few days ago with regards to some of the bureaucrats being on the hit list of attackers during this period of independence. What the police saying is they're citing credible intelligence clues that before either and okay, now what they're saying, what the statement said is before, during independence and after, there are signs of a possible attack, and there's a list of bureaucrats that are gonna be attacked. Based on what you know as a security expert, when the government gets such intelligence information, what's the procedure to pass on this, you know, kind of sensitive info to the people concerned? Because after we saw that happen, we saw members of parliament, and this was in the papers yesterday, coming out to say that they were not informed, that the police did not use the official procedure to pass on this information to them. So as a security expert, what is the rightful procedure of passing on such sensitive information to the people concerned?
Morning. Number one, I'm expressing concern that these guerrilla tactics are now beginning to hit the general public once again. The situation as it is, you could say the threats and intimidation cannot be government generated or coming from the government quarters. I would say this is a group of people motivated by various reasons, one of which could be personal, and another one could be generally just to put the government and the general public in what we call bunkenke, to make sure that the government is destabilized, and then eventually somebody, either from the armed forces or some deranged person, as assassin, can take a pot shot at a senior person in the government, and people lose confidence in the capacity of the government to look after their safety. So I would say categorize this as guerrilla tactics. To put somebody on the bunkenke, and then you make the public feel that the government has lost the capacity to protect them. Now, as far as my former colleagues are concerned, MPs, I would say it's because of the political issues at the moment. One, maybe you feel like my friend Darohanga, since he's an independent, he's not an NRM or any other party, his position on a number of issues has been more or less on the opposition. So one would say they want to intimidate him indirectly to shut up or to be passive.
But sir, let us in on the procedure, the correct procedure of sharing such information, because once this, information came out to the public domain, of course with the media being the first recipients of this particular info, members of parliament said that that was not the correct procedure, that first the police would have addressed it in parliament. They should have sent that information to the Speaker of Parliament to, share that information to them. So according to the security procedures and what is permissible, what ideally would be the right procedure of sharing such sensitive information to the people concerned?
Number one, the accepted procedure, as far as I know with security, is if you are threatened, the first port of call is the police. You call the police, you give them as much details as you can, that your life is under threat or threatened, and then thereafter you may have to inform your senior colleague. In this case, a member of parliament reports to office of the speaker. But you don't do it the other way around. Unfortunately, in Uganda, we don't have the technology to detect immediately where the phone call has come from. As Mr. Veruhanga said, when he tried to trace the call, he found that it was computer generated, more or less like artificial information. Now, computer generated, it means it's not easy to trace the call unless the purveyor, the telecommunication company helps you. But that takes time. But really, the procedure is report to the police immediately.
And if
I would say, go back to His Excellency President's recommendation that maybe we should now resume 999 number, and we'll give the details.
Mr. AGGREY, in this regard, it's the police that got the, intelligence, clues and intelligence information with regards to the people whose lives are in danger, and they have the hit list. So it's the police that had this information, and what members of parliament who apparently are on the hit list, what they were saying is the procedure of passing on this information, the procedure and the way in which police disseminated this information was incorrect. So according to security standards and what is acceptable, if the police has intel information, what's the right procedure to use to pass on the information to the people concerned?
I'm sorry, your line is faint, but I can barely hear you.
Okay, sorry, sir. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, my question is, this time round it's the police that had the intelligence information. They had the ministers, the members of parliament and security agencies that are on the hit list of these alleged attackers. So what we saw members of parliament yesterday coming out to say is that the procedure of sending off this information was incorrect, and that the police should have gone through the Speaker of Parliament to inform her, and in return the Speaker informs them. So according to security standards and what is acceptable when it comes to such scenarios, what's the right procedure of disseminating such information to the people concerned?
Number one, as soon as the information is received, the police may go through the Speaker of the Parliament or the minister, whoever is the boss of the person concerned, and then thereafter technical analysis of the message is analyzed, and then officially they inform the person that we have received information on a threat on your life, and we are taking certain measures. What we are about to do, please don't be alarmed. We are going to cover you. If you see a vehicle following you or somebody intercepting you, do the following. That's what normally we do. I was educated and lived in the U.S. for a number of years. That has been the procedure for up to now. That you inform the person that you've received intelligence information that your life could be in danger. Either change your routine, ignore it, we are still investigating, or please come to us we give you in confidence the procedure we are going to give you in terms of protection.
Okay.
Basically, the procedure is if you get information yourself directly, inform the Speaker if you are a member of Parliament, or if you are a member of the District Council, inform the LC5 or RDC, and thereafter they follow it up.
Okay,
But
so...
if, go ahead.
Yes, so in this case, we all agree that the procedure that the police used to disseminate this information was not right.
No.
Thank you. Let's move on to the other issue, and what the police was saying is that they have... Yes, sir?
Could you please step up your volume on your phone?
Okay, apologies for that. The technical team is working on my sound levels. My question is, can you hear me now?
Now it's better.
All right, thank you so much. So based on still that particular statement that was released by the police, the advisory that we got is that as a measure to try and address this particular situation, they have strategically deployed overtly and covertly to frustrate the intentions of these attackers. Meaning, once deployment is done, they have a rough idea of where these attackers could be. So what the public is asking is, if the police has already deployed covertly and overtly, then why is it taking so long for them to nab them?
No. It's not instant. When you are checking out or following a difficult person of security nature, it's not that easy to nab them just like that, as if you are picking a dog on the road. No. These are probably trained guerrillas who know how to use either the media or physical science to intimidate people. The only thing I can say right now is that the police, CMI, and other security organizations should step up on intelligence to pinpoint the source of the information or the threat and act accordingly, sometimes even without telling the target. Now, I'd like to qualify my remarks by saying the situation has been complicated by sometimes friends or relatives of the target. The problem could be from within the family. I don't want to mention quite a specific person because it's still under investigation. One person was killed because our family had a dispute on money or property issues. Others could be strictly personal, love affair, gone foul or bitter. So they want to shake you off or shake you down to get some money. These are the things which are complicating investigations. But I must say also, as a former minister of ICT, technology is still poor in this country in terms of dealing with security. I know certain procedures, but I can't say it on telephone, on how to trace a phone call and how to pinpoint. Okay, let me be blunt. On the phone calls, if we were to have a system of tracing you where you are, it will help.
Okay.
I remember when I was still in the ICT, we wanted to institute it, but some people complained. But the police can now use it.
So what you're saying is that that is doable, only that the entire process is politicized?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of it is politicized. Most of it. But I could say the implication of generally people like to think that only members of the opposition or the government can be intimidated. But I'm qualifying that by saying it could be also be personally motivated within the family.
Okay. All right, sir. Before I let you go, There's this other question. When we saw the police giving out this advisory, and I will quote what the statement actually said, is that these people who are on the hit list need to be watchful of motorcyclists behind them, of motorists, meaning that these particular assassins, and just to bring you up to speed, of course, you know all this, is that in the past incidences, the attackers use the same routine, the same tactic, the same modus operandi, meaning that they're all, they all execute being on motorcycles, on borders, and this happens. It happened to Andrew Felix Kawesi, beg your pardon, the former police spokesperson. It also happened to Major Retired Mohammed Chigundu. It happened the same way to Ibrahim Abiriga, the slain Arua Municipality Member of Parliament. It happened to Muhammad Chirumira just a few days ago, meaning the tactic is still the same. So why is it taking so long? Why is it taking, a very long time for government to just figure out a way of taming the border industry and motorcyclists in the country as a whole?
If the police were to take up or follow what the president recommended some months ago, that should you detect a couple of motorbikes following you, stop and ask them why they are following you, that's fine. But in the middle of the heavy traffic, say on Kampala Road, you can't do that without inconveniencing the rest of the people.
Right.
So I would say we should go to the source of this kind of intimidation. Step up on intelligence. And then too, on technology, I don't want to disclose the details on how else we can do it, because it's a little bit more expensive. But at some point, I will share it with the government on how somebody can be given, especially one who is under threat, a system of signaling help.
Okay.
I think you recall a senior police officer the other day said there was an attempt on his life by two people following him. He was very lucky that there was no traffic, that he was able to divert on a side street and capture the people. But
yes,
if you are in the middle of the traffic, heavy traffic, you are concentrating on moving forward, you don't look on the side, it's very, very hard.
It's very hard. But as we come to a close, Mr. AWORI, in terms of just taming this entire industry, because it seems that like the government is still grappling with a solution with regards to this industry being regulated, what essentially would be the right direction in a nutshell as we come to a close before I let you go?
Technology.
Okay.
Step up intelligence.
Okay.
Spend more money on intelligence, see how we can cover the people, but somehow it's very difficult.
Okay.
I can give us an example. In the U.S., about 30 years ago, President Kennedy was killed in a city, Dallas, where there had been information to the effect that harm could come to him, but still they couldn't protect him. The man was hiding somewhere. He wasn't using a motorbike as it is in Uganda, on top of the building, and definitely he got you. In our case, for instance, I would say Development House and Bowman House, both on Parliament Avenue, both facing a gate of the Parliament, that place is very strategic. Whenever there is a major function in Parliament, the two buildings, Development House, where members of Parliament sit, have their offices, and Bowman House on Parliament Avenue should always be clean.
Okay. All right, sir. AWORI, thank you so much for joining us, former ICT minister and security expert. So what he says is, if we are to get to a point whereby we are confident, then the government needs to beef up intelligence and, embrace technology just to be able to deal with the issue of insecurity. Let's all stay safe. Let's all be watchful. Of course, we'll keep you updated on this particular development. It's a developing story. Keep it here. NTV will be sure to keep you up to date. But let's be safe. Independence Day, of course, on the 9th of October, just next week on Tuesday, we're all going to celebrate the milestones that we have made as a country. There'll be a lot of festivities taking place, so let's all be cautious and safe. That's it for Kickstarter. Morning at NTV still continues. Up next is Reality on the Ground with our man Andrew Chamagero. Keep it here.